Yes, indeed. You hear the chants in the background, and you can tell already from Cloud9, they've got a bit of a setup here. 2 smokes and a Molotov indicating there's some sort of execute coming in. It's going to be fast. NBK caught. This is not a good position, and he's going to have to fall back. They do have shots waiting on the site. Apex taking 1 headshot, looking for more. He's going to get one with the last bullet. Shot with a double headshot, and that will shut it down. Very, very quick approach there from Cloud9, but they needed to catch someone in that first push.
They didn't get any kills to open that up. There was no space created, obviously trying to catch G2 off guard with just 1 quick flashbang over the wall. I mean, even if they did, shots inside the bomb site was an insurance policy. He doesn't have to do anything until the last 2 kills. This was beautiful. A stack from G2, and they had 4 players there before C9 knew what hit him. That is a rough start.
Now, Sean on the desk was mentioning the fact that maybe, just maybe, Cloud9 have been watching a lot of G2 demos because they're playing a little bit in a certain pattern. That very much looked like G2 had been watching Cloud9 demos and had an idea of what might be coming, because that's not a usual stack towards B.
Oh, automatic. From top mid, shuts down Kenny, and now he's got Apex pushing. There's another one! A second for automatic, and Stewie's gonna make his move now. Trying to take advantage of the rotation, and that shot just nearly misses.
Shudder to imagine how close that one was. If he had got him dropping off the ticket booth mid-air, that would have been something else. Well, now, certainly have my attention. 5 versus 3 here in G2. They almost have to take a bit of a risk. If they just spread out with these SMGs, unlikely that they're going to be able to win the round. So something needs to change here. Playing very carefully. MBK, very aggressive. This is good news for G2, but automatic again. Shutting down with the Deagle, a triple kill so far.
What an incredible round so far from Automatic, and I think he's just won this round for Cloud9. They're about to streak into the A bomb site. Finally, Tim's taken care of, and this is where Cloud9 make the move. Stewie's gonna head in with the bomb. He's gonna get that planted, and Shox has bypassed this whole attack towards the A bomb site. He pushed towards CT spawn. Now he knows, so there is a chance he can come back and make a play.
I think Rush heard him. I think he ran just enough that Rush would have heard that.
It's very possible. He's obviously calling it out that Palace is open as well. Tarek's about to spot 1 player, but he's out in the open. They're looking for Shox. Now they're going to find him. There's the opening kill, and Shox gets shut down. It's just body, and it's unwinnable. He's been dinked, and Cloud9 respond.
This is the theme of the major, Moses. Win the pistol round and lose the following one. Unacceptable if you're G2, but with these kind of headshots, what are you going to do?
Exactly. It's hard to fault them so much. This is obviously a plan they have. Apex tries to catch him off guard. This is just a straight-up duel. You said it. To get back into that, G2 had to take some kind of a risk, and it doesn't pan out, but really well done with the Deagles. And Cloud9 sneakily a very good team at responding with these force buys, with the Deagles, with the pistols.
So, a bit of a shocking moment early on for the French now. Obviously, they will be used to it, so they just need to take a deep breath and recover from that one. But it does say something about the strength on this Cloud9 team. I mean, Automatic is one of those characters that could do that, but honestly, the way that Rush has been coming into this tournament, I mean, I'd be looking for him a little bit as well in this.
Rush is a huge X factor for this team. He's one of those players that on other lineups, likely going to be one of the star players. He's got the skills for it. We saw it with his time in Optic. Coming over now, he's obviously taken a step back when you have guys like Stewie and Tarek, and you came into a lineup that had Automatic playing the way he was. You take a step back and you give those guys space, and Rush is one of the players with that mentality who can do that and still kind of shine. He can win you a map, essentially, which we saw in the group stages.
Yes, we did indeed. A quick technical timeout here as we should be getting back into the game hopefully soon enough. Now, what did G2 at this point? I mean, they were trying to be pretty aggressive in the middle there, and it didn't really work out against the Deagle. So what do they do in the upcoming rounds? What's a good way to sort of make sure that, that maybe Cloud9 don't get those kind of battles too much?
Well, Anders, this is one of the tricky parts if you're G2, because we know they have a tendency not to be a broken record to go back to it. G2 is one of the teams that has struggled with managing their economy throughout the history of all French lineups, really, but especially this team. The tournaments that they've won, if you think back to Malmo, was one with great economy management. Here, I think your #1 goal has got to be don't start this trend of force buying. You want to get the AWP in Kenny S's hands as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that's such a good point. I mean, it's something that we've seen in the past from teams. You said U2 is one of them. We've seen it from Na'Vi in the past, right? It comes at the cost of your main AWPer, who's going to be really needing all that money. So we'll see how that unfolds, and especially if they can get the double AWP, because they do have the players for it. And Mirage is a map that's well known for it. So we'll see what's going to happen and how they're going to play it.
just being told it's just a small TeamSpeak issue, so we should be getting back into it at any moment. As we do watch these kind of players, they get to sit there and just basically consider that, G2, that they just got their heads ripped off by Automatic's Deagle for a little bit longer.
Yeah, got a soak in it.
Puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, I can tell, Moses, you're enjoying it a little bit too early. Always be careful with that. But that kind of turnaround, I mean, we've seen what it can do already. Obviously served Na'Vi very well. Guy in the background there, Smiths, is also one that I think maybe sometimes overlooked a little bit, because, I mean, we know Shox obviously has a pretty deep mind for the game.
Yeah.
The worry has always been that if he has to put sort of his mind into it, maybe it's going to come at the cost of his own, level, which is incredibly high. So, yeah, I think having Smiths here once again is going to make a big difference just for, again, watching those last bit of demos, just getting a little bit intel in, trying to see if they can read what Cloud9 are going to be doing.
I mean, that's the big thing, because as we've been seeing in this game between coaches and in-game leaders, it's not necessarily, how good is your coach on an individual level, how good is your in-game leader on an individual level. It's the interaction between the two that is the most important, how they work together. And Shox has publicly stated a number of times how much confidence, how much faith that he has Smiths as a former teammate, as a friend, and now as a coach as well. So those two working together to try and put together game plans, they're going to help G2 make a run deep into these playoffs.
Actually, in that sense, I feel like Shox is almost sort of uniquely positioned, because even if he was to run out of ideas, and Smith was too, or they didn't have any more timeouts, he still has Apex and MBK, who are very qualified to come up with ideas. So, like, they have so much on that team.
Yanko mentioned it as well. This is a map. By the way, issues have been solved. We are going to start getting live here as the freeze time counts down. Yanko mentioned it as well. Apex, as a player, calls on this map.
Yeah.
Because they had some struggles on it, and they've brought it out as a wild card. They've surprised some really big teams on it.
All right, well,
yep.
We're back into it now. Third round coming up. It will be AK's 3 of them. The one from us that they stole, the MP9 as well on Rush there. And Scout, they actually have forced into this round, Moses. Your worst nightmares come true here for G2.
Might be my best dreams, I guess it could be. Yeah, this is a small situation, and we are going to go right back to a technical pause. So
I'll restart the round, all right.
G2's reconsidering, like, oh, we didn't mean to do that. Switch it up.
It is dangerous. I mean, I can sort of understand the Scout pick. I'm always curious. Whenever you run into that Scout first, it seems like some teams, they sort of want to go very slow against it, and I always feel like the risk is you get slowly chipped away at. I much prefer, if you realize where it is, try and go to the other side and just rush, just don't wait for it to show up,
I mean, it's always fun. We've talked about it a number of times, like the Scout and the Deagle combination is essentially, it's almost like having 2 Scouts, because just one Scout shot does enough damage to where the Deagle then gets very dangerous. Obviously, the CZ as well. And then if you're someone like Simple, who we saw in the last quarterfinal, just gets 3 kills with it on a round like this and shuts everything down.
All right. MBK dishing out the info that we needed. Getting everybody ready in the server, I expect. So we'll see how this all unfolds. Luckily, it's pretty early days, and it was like a natural reset in the game, so hopefully not too much will change in terms of the overall momentum for either team. I feel like it's better now than at the late stage of a round.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't gotten too much into this game. I think the trouble would be if there is frustration. You did see some of that coming out of MBK just early on, but...
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Ultimately, for Cloud9's point of view, how many rounds do you expect them to get on this first half to consider it a success? I mean, obviously, the more the better, but what's a comfortable range where they're like, all right, they can sort of look at each other and say, this will be fine, second half we'll be doing a good job?
I think once you get up towards like 6 or 7, you start to feel really comfortable with the half. You're gonna want more, but what you really want is to have some kind of a cushion. So if you lose the pistol round, like if you only get 5 rounds, opposing team has 10 and they win the pistol, we haven't really seen it in this event, but theoretically, if they get the ensuing 2 rounds and then it's 13-5 all of a sudden, so you just want to have enough of a gap to where that pistol round isn't just a backbreaker right at the start of the half. But I mean, we've seen times, and this is kind of the worry, and this is why I mentioned it. If G2 does get themselves into this this cycle of force buying, then all of a sudden, Cloud9's looking at the ability to get up towards 9, 10 rounds.
That's exactly right. Definitely a strong start for them, and we haven't even seen some of the aces up the sleeve. I mean, Skadoodle AWPing is one of the things that has been looking so much better now. Much more consistency, able to hit some absolutely crazy flicks as well.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need him, because once you get that op coming out on guys like Kenny, and then as we've seen in this event as well, NBK's been phenomenal with it. Once you get the op in his hands, then it starts getting very, very scary. So they need to have someone like Skadoodle, hitting his shots very, very well, having impact in the game with his AW key. He can't just be a viewer, right? He can't just be a spectator inside the server. So He's had a good tournament so far. I mean, the real consideration you have to make is if you look at the Cloud9 we saw, you know, through the Challenger stage, how they kind of breezed through with G2, both going 3-0, very dominant. You want that Cloud9. And then when you look at them in the Legend stage, when they went down 0-2, and then they had to go in a 3-0 run to get back into this, to make sure they qualified for the playoffs, you want that Cloud9 that went 3-0 rather than 0-2, obviously. So we've seen a couple different versions of C9. You want the good one, and once again,
back in.
Looks like issues are somewhat fixed.
All right. Third round is going to be coming up now. We do have the rifles out, at least one of them there to scout on G2, but Cloud9 still looking better at the moment. So third round here. And already Tarek setting up for a quick Molotov into that connector just to make sure that no one is going to be pushing in. That is a danger on this map when you're playing even just against pistols. You can actually get attacked from 3 different angles in that mid area. So you want to make sure that they can't do all of it at once. Just the smoke in window again is another little mechanism just to make sure you're not going to get easily attacked from 3 different angles. A slow approach here from Cloud9. They're not going to make any big mistake by just rushing onto a site here.
No, you can't. You've got to use this. You've got to treat this like a gun round. Make sure you're using your utility, clearing your angles. And first test here, body's on the floor. He's dropped. There's Apex with the response, and even Automatic's dinked up. That flashbang doesn't do its job, but Skadoodle with the trade. Apex has bought some time and some space for these rotations, and Cloud9 moving onto the site.
MBK and Kenny are in that bomb site. Kind of dug in deep. And not really moving out just yet. They would love just one easy kill. It's going to be kind of hard to dig out MBK unless he makes the mistake and jumps. Rush walking in. His head is going to be showing first. That's very dangerous. Now he's all the way up, jumping right on top of MBK and taking him down. And that was the one move they needed to have happen. Kenny's going to be dropped next. And now it's just Shocks. 1 versus 2. He is being sandwiched in. Has the scout in hand, and Skadoodle shutting him down easily for a triple of his own. So very good job indeed. Second round for Cloud9.
Skadoodle looking good with that rifle in this round. Some very, very quick headshots from him. That's quite nice to help them recover. Got to be happy about that. Cloud9 does something really, really cool. They make their way up catwalk, and they're about to enter into the bomb site, and they just hit the pause button. And what that kind of does is make those G2 players, they're stacked, and they have no idea how close they are. They have no idea if they've fallen back. They get a little bit nervous. They don't have the information, and that's where you see it's the timing with NBK. Is he looking up? Is he looking over at the bomb site? He was the only one who could get that info, and he gets punished.
10 on Stewie. Testimony to the fact that he's figured it all out. He knows they're not going to have any armor, and it's not really the hardest math to do, but still, it's important.
They've got your one flashbang, Anders. That's on Apex. He's sitting far, far back. They want to wait for the bomb to start being planted, start hearing those footsteps, and they're going to pop flash through a smoke if there's one there.
They're still going to be at a really long range from the actual rifle, so I like the idea. You always love seeing this, so the French have tried to bring it out. There's a great flashbang. Rush will go down. Skadoodle, he's behind cover, and he's doing a fine job at the moment, getting the last couple of kills, and Automatic helping out. Still, the attempt was certainly there, but it will be 3-1 favoring Cloud9 heading into the 5th round, and here's the big challenge. Kenny S on that AWP.
Yeah, it's out. He saves up just enough in those 2 rounds to be able to bring out an AWP, which is quite nice for him. Not great for Cloud9, although Skadoodle's going to have one on the other side of things, and Stewie's going to keep his MAC-10. Expect him to be a bit more aggressive, perhaps, leading the way, try and get some intel. Smoke out towards mid, and that's going to miss. He might have been bumped. That's not ideal. That's not good at all. There is a player pushing mid, so there's a timer on how slow Cloud9 can be on this. Apex has all the information, and pretty soon they're going to rotate back, and he's going to have a fast flank.
So much knowledge here for G2. That's a very good push indeed. They're starting to rotate more people over, as you said. Body not quite wanting to challenge yet. Shocks getting ready for any kind of a peek through the smoke there. It's still more than a minute left, and they are making their way onto the side very quickly. Shocks, improvised boost right at the edge. This could be great. Stewie's already gone down. No bomb plant happening yet. In fact, the bomb has dropped back at that ramp, so now Cloud9 really slowing it down. Good attempt from Tarek, but he's going to get shut down from body. 3 versus 5, and a bit of a dink in the face. This Automatic taking down Apex. A grenade rushes in, and that might be the kill here. MBK cleaning it up with a great triple, shutting down that whole line. And that will be G2 winning a 2nd round.
That's tough. You saw Stewie wanted to jump over to find some kills, get sneaky through that smoke with the flashbang. Cloud9 didn't have any success on the initial entries, and that allows G2 to be so patient with the retake. And I mean, actually, even leaving the bomb back towards the ramp, that's kind of the nightmare scenario, because you want to get that up, especially if they're playing retake. You want to get that bomb down as soon as possible to at least have the bonus money. There's not going to be an AWP in Skadoodle's hands after that loss either. He's got an AK.
No, but there's two in the hands of G2.
Yep.
Very deep grenade landing in the back of Connector. Kenny, he's going to have to sort of fall back behind it, so it does exactly what it was designed to. Tarek picking up the kill on Kenny. This is huge. Automatic jumping into their own Molotov. And almost works. Apex is on the other side to clean that kill up. Now Body has gone down in the meantime. It's still a 3 versus 4. And Stewie flashed in, almost getting it. Apex on 19 health, and there's the following headshot, leaving it 2 versus 3.
This is what makes this matchup so fun to watch. Constant aggression, so much fighting across the map. Cloud9, a very fast pace, and Skadoodle shuts down Shocks. It's NBK with this AWP, a 1-on-2. And this is so difficult to win with the Cloud9 player in towards CT spawn. Controlling that portion of the map can be so difficult, and I don't think he's going to go for it. A Hail Mary trying to spam through, but I think you have to back off if you're NBK in this situation. Cloud9 takes all the G2 attention towards mid, and they hit that A bomb site. No scope doesn't land. Oh, the second one does. He's going to go for Skadoodle, but he gets cleaned out. Cloud9 takes them all, takes all the guns away.
If you are a new viewer watching at home, always notice in these type of 1v1s, 1v2s, do they have any grenades left? Now, NBK had an HG grenade. He needed a smoke, a Molotov, something to force the issue. Otherwise, they're not going to peek him until he touches the bomb and he's out in the open. Very much worth noticing. So, kind of a good attempt, but ultimately Cloud9 played it the way they should. Didn't give him the opportunity.
It's a great tactic they just pulled out as well, considering they took all the attention towards mid, and that left only one player for G2 at the A bomb site, and they just threw bodies at him, and there was no way he could defend everything. Cloud9 back with the advantage of weaponry.
Oh no!
That's 2 missed smokes early on in this game for Cloud9. It hasn't hurt them too much. We got to keep our eye on that.
Definitely don't want to do that. So far, it hasn't cost them too much. There are the double grenades down towards the catwalk, blocking off anyone who's holding that corner is always a good idea. And MPK is simply going to get run over. Not much else that we could have expected. So ultimately, a good call here for Cloud9 ending up at the B-bomb site, and should be fairly easy. I mean, G2, there's no point for them to run halfway across the map and try and defend that.
You've got a decent amount of investment into this round with the 2 FAMAs, the SMG, the nades, the armor. I mean, you just keep it alive. That's the only option you have if you're G2. So right off the bat, as soon as MBK goes down, they back off and they live to fight another day. They're going to have these weapons. They don't have to respend the cash that they won't have. But more importantly, if you're Cloud9, it's another round where you're going to keep the AWP away from Kenny. So everything is going on for C9 has been all gravy. They're loving this.
Yes, they are. Building that economy slowly, making sure they can suffer a round loss or 2 if it ever comes. And also just, again, the grenade users has just been very good. I feel like it's...
outside of the smokes.
Outside of the smokes, yeah. Yeah, but even if some of them fail, I just love watching an American team play to this level. I feel like that's something that they haven't always been able to keep up with. So seeing it right here is obviously good news, and it's working as well. 3-round lead. Kenny's had the AWP 1 time, and he got shot down through smoke by Apex, I think. So he had no chance to really use it.
That was also the round of the double op where NBK couldn't rotate in time to get in on the action. That was just Cloud9 with a very convincing take towards the A bomb site. Another round again, it's just going to be 2 FAMAs. NBK picking up a Deagle just because his teammates have a decent amount of weaponry. You want to be able to help out if need be. Cloud9 again keeping it pretty simple. Fast pace towards mid. This time there's no one rotating from G2. This is going to be a big stack that they run into. It all depends on the pacing. They've already got a player up connector as well. He's wrapping into the A bomb site. They spotted out Shocks. He can get nothing done after that first kill. And one more time, Cloud9's going to swarm the defense into the site.
Instantly smoking that up, then jumping on top the box to look over it. And maybe a little bit too aggressive there. Kenny was waiting for it. That could be dangerous now. It's a 2-on-2. Don't want to give a round like this one away. They've done everything right up until this point, but that might have been just a tiny mistake. Does spot one guy out. Now NBK up on the stairwell, but Rush with a headshot. Taking him down. Kenny now. Molotov into the corner, and Rush is still going to win the fight. Fire at his feet, Moses.
That's a triple kill for him. Doing his best Nico impression, I guess you'd say.
And that guy has it right. Instantly denied.
That guy's got it wrong.
Oh, he's brought the baguette as well, Moses. Is it all the way from France, do you think?
It could be. Wouldn't want to eat that baguette. Well, big lead for Cloud9 early on in this. 6-2. We have a tactical timeout coming out from G2. They need to figure things out. And here's the thing. This gets scary because if Cloud9's able to win this round, this is the first time we're going to see Kenny S back on the op for a number of rounds. And if G2 can't win it, then all of a sudden you're looking at a Cloud9 that's poised to just blow this lead out of the water and just go massive with it. Getting to the point where you might not even be giving G2 a chance to come back into the second half, but we'll have to see how this one ends. UMP on MBK, 3 M4s, missing some utility and missing some kits.
We saw this throughout the Challenger stage, the New Legend stage as well. We saw what happens when you just don't have the money. It can really lead to some desperate halves on this game. So maybe that's what we're about to witness. Bit of a jump there, Skadoodle getting the wrong side, but there's Kenny picking up the kill on automatic. And it is about time. I think that might have been his 3rd kill, so he needs to sort of step it up and get back into the game somehow. Well, a little bit more than that, but still not that encouraging.
No, he did his trademark, jump out the window, get on towards Catwalk, and find the angle quick. I don't know if Automatic expected it whatsoever. Really using the gap of the smoke that was thrown at basic Catwalk, and they're going to remain aggressive on mid. Shocks and Apex and Connector. Kenny working Catwalk with that AWP. This is where he can be so dangerous. A lot of this comes down to timing, though. There's a flash in mid. That was from Connector. There's the peek. They know Apex is there, and he's just baiting. He's baiting for Shocks. There goes Kenny, and it's a good trade. Somehow Cloud9 has come out okay, and Tarek pushes the issue, runs out of bullets, but the pistol does the job.
Oh my god, he swapped out the AK to continue that fight. Through the smoke, there's Tarek long range, taking down MBK, and it's all on body. 1 versus 3, he's already got the first kill, but the bomb will go down, and now once again, Cloud9 can just fall back and play this one safe. He has to go quick. He has to make this work. Body pushing into the side, goes for the fight. He's going to take 1 kill. He has no idea where Tarek is, and he's going to get shut down. Quad kill here for Tarek, picking up the 7th round for Cloud9. And it is looking much too good for G2's comfort here.
2 things happen that are incredible. That kill from Stewie onto Kenny was immediate. 2 bullets. Shocks and Apex played that perfectly. Apex was baiting for him, but then the confidence of Tarek comes through. Keep pushing forward, take the unexpected fights. That is a beautiful round from Tarek. A perfect example of you give him an inch and he's going to take a mile, and he's put Cloud9 up by 5 rounds.
Smoke for the mid window, not going to fail this time. I'm hearing some cheers just for the smoke. That's enthusiasm for you.
Set the bar low and you'll never be disappointed comes to mind.
That's how I live my life. Oh, this automatic spraying it down. They don't have very much to fight back with, so automatic and Tarek are easily going to be cleaning up that aggression in the middle. Shocks is about to find a miserable end to his life as well. They are all around him. He's going to get 1 good kill, and that will be it. Tarek with a triple. 8 rounds for Cloud9. Moses, where are the tactical timeout? Where's the turnaround here for G2? They need something.
We've only seen 1. The big thing that Cloud9's done great is when these ops, when they get in the fight with the AWPs, I mean, they're not letting them get 2 shots off. They're closing the gap very, very quickly, making it uncomfortable. I mean, Stewie had a great shot on Kenny the last round from Connector to Catwalk, and even though he dies immediately afterwards, that's the opening they needed. This double op set up a lot of investment. You can see $6,000 basically between NBK and Kenny. Each of them spend it. Smoke's going to go in, going to block the vision. Shocks is close behind the Molotov. He's going to get the first shot at Stewie, and no trade this time. Body's there for Shocks, and now they get aggressive. Shuts down the hit.
Almost the ace then. Now, that was very cool. In the middle of that fight, another flashbang comes over the wall for Shocks to continue. That's why he goes for the next 2 kills. Very well done. Also, tiny detail. It didn't really work, but Kenny actually tried to body block that smoke in the window, which you can do, which is such an effective way of doing it. More flashbangs raining in here, as you can tell, and Shocks just shutting it all down. So that's a great round.
And that's also what you need if you're G2. You need the riflers to start having some kind of, you know, impact and effect where you can actually slow down this pace from Cloud9. They've been able to go so fast throughout this and trade everything. Another landed smoke. We love to see it. Flashbangs in mid have forced back the defense.
It is a touchdown there in the window. Shocks with a spray coming in. And Apex hitting a headshot as well, looking for more. He's almost out of bullets, but backup is there. Apex coming into the perfect time. And a leg shot on Skadoodle. Oh, the wall bang. You can even wall bang to the left of that window. You don't have to shoot just to the wood, Moses. It goes through the other side of the wall as well. Kenny will clean it up there, but obviously Apex, the hero of that round, the perfect timing. It will be another round here for G2. So they're starting to come alive.
This is where you really notice like the double-edged sword of how fast and aggressive Cloud9 is being. When Stewie comes from underpass, he's actually got his knife out. He's trying to be as fast as possible and never expected Shocks to be there. So you lose a little bit in terms of your awareness, in terms of your ability to check different angles, different corners. This time it just gets shut down. Shocks, once he gets Stewie, the catwalk hit has to pause and try and take care of him, and that's when the flashbangs roll over the roof and blind everybody. Back to the basics for Cloud9, only pistols, and it's going to be a rush towards this A bomb site. Shocks, he's got the angle, he's got the range, and tapping away, he does get taken down. So does Body. They've given himself a chance, and that's out in the open. That's Kenny. A huge mistake.
A little bit too much confident, peeking out that wide with no backup at all. 2 versus 2, and this should not be happening. They had one flashbang and no armor, just pistols. They shouldn't be this close at all. Stewie looking for one more miraculous headshot. Grenade raining in left and right. He's out in the open and he's going to get taken down. Apex and MBK doing a good job combining to close out that round, but that's such a ridiculously expensive round for G2.
It really is, and I mean, it's not the biggest impact because the half is winding down, but certainly if they get one of these AWPs taken away in this next round, it's going to hurt. I mean, those are some disgusting shots with the Deagle. They're really putting G2 on notice every single round. And then at the end, I mean, obviously, it's just too much utility for the G2 players at the end, isn't it? Molotovs, nades raining in, smokes in the choke points. I don't even think Rush could really get anything except for an upgraded pistol at the end. 3 ops for G2.
All right, then. I guess if you have the money, spend it, I guess. I mean, this is...
I mean, it's funny because even the double op setup hasn't really bailed him out of this hole. It's been the success of the aggression with double rifle setups. Trying to use the nade smoke to obscure Skidoodle's vision, and it works perfectly. That's a great opening pick. There's the follow-up, and even Automatic can't trade. G2 have found their footing in this half, and they're making a comeback.
Oh, that's a peek and a half there from Stewie taking down MBK. You saw the experience of a veteran there for Shock. You're exactly right. Peeking into the debris from the first grenade, and that worked absolutely brilliantly. Now, Stewie's picked up an AWP and making a run for it. The bomb is still in T-spawn. 2 versus 4. You really only should be losing rounds like these, G2, if you make mistakes. You have to give something to Cloud9 here for this to work out.
Absolutely. The one thing that hurts G2 in this kind of scenario is they have no indication of where the bomb was. It was back in T-spawn when they get all those kills, so they have to be very cautious of the entirety of the map. You can see they're kind of giving up over towards the B bomb site. There's one player who's going to be on catwalk, who's going to be blocked off by that smoke. One player in the mid window who might choose to rotate over towards market, and 2 at A.
Apex is going to hear the smoke going down, but he's not hearing anybody else. I think you could even look at his eyes and tell that he was listening intently for anyone walking in the hallways. And by now, he must be calling it out that nobody's walked through. Nothing's really happening here. Into the middle we go. Oh, that's a good flick. That was Shocks trying to creep down the stairwell and connector. 25 seconds, and that number is the big obstacle right now for Cloud9. They really need to make a move right about now, otherwise they're simply going to run out of time. And smoke, can they make their way through? 17 seconds in what is now a 2 versus 3 in what seems an almost unwinnable round here. 11 seconds as they push onto the bomb site, trying to see if they can find any kind of opening. It will be a leg shot on Body. 6 seconds, they line up for the spray! And he's going to put it down. There might not be enough time for it. Oh, no. G2 are going to pick up the round. It was the last possible second there.
Oh my lord, they made that close. They lined up for him, and you can see Kenny even shaking his head. This has been a rough game, but Cloud9 almost make it work. That smoke on catwalk was so brilliant from Cloud9 because that's what forces the rotations. That's what takes the attention off of mid. Apex was going over to the B bomb site to investigate. His eyes were taken away. It was left to Shocks rotating down through connector, and he gets caught off guard. And then G2 know they're trying to use the bomb as a teammate, essentially. They're trying to let the timer run out, knowing that Cloud9 still had to plant. They get caught being a little bit too lackadaisical in CT spawn, but
well, there's another reaction gift for you, Moses. We've got it. No, we don't. We're down to the last second there. That was very well done. Impressive to see Cloud9 playing, again, this composed, even if, 2 versus 4, and you almost win that round.
This has been a large shift in how Cloud9 has played that has got people, a lot of people excited about them when they hit this level, when they are making those kinds of decisions in situations in mid-rounds and late rounds. This is what makes them such a dangerous lineup. G2 simply made too much money on a good run to really be impacted by economy down the stretch. It's Cloud9 instead, a Deagle and Automatic, which we've seen be very dangerous. But a scout on Tarek is the one that hurts.
Let's see, 15th round. Final of the half. G2 would love to win this one. It's been a rough start for them. Cloud9 finally being stopped a little bit throughout the half. Automatic, ready and waiting, trying to see if anyone would sneak through. If they get this kill on the other side on body, then the rest of the bomb side is going to be guarded by Shox alone, and backup will be miles away. Now, the good thing is that middle peek here from Kenny is going to give them a lot of stuff to work with, and Molotov will hold them back for a while. Kenny's going to fall back in the meantime, and now they're picking up the bomb as well. It looks like A.
That also gives a lot of information over to G2. You saw Kenny booking it back towards connector. If you're putting out a Molotov there, it's automatic. You're giving away the position that Cloud9 has players ready to go at ramp.
Hearing the chances starting to wind up as Kenny picks up a kill there on Tarek. That's a good start, but that smoke is going to be right in front of him, and he's going to go for the peek. Misses one chance, goes for it again, and Stewie shuts him down. Going to be shocked with one more return, looking for the triple, and he will get it to close out the round. 7-8 in favor of Cloud9, but that's such a strong 5-round streak to close out the half with. They're going to be excited about that.
And God, the G2 need that. They needed those rounds to make the second half doable. That was poised to turn into a really, really bad half for them. But good recovery off the back of the rifles. Guys like Shox, guys like Apex did a great job at the point of attack down the stretch. The op's really pretty quiet for the G2 side of things, which is incredible, seeing how like the double op was what they wanted to switch into.
Yes, you're right. That didn't really work out, and at least for the first part of the half, the American team did a great job of limiting the economy for the French. Now, with this kind of scoreline, Moses, you win the pistol, do you win the whole game here, or is that not enough?
That's not enough. That's absolutely not enough, especially because both these teams, both G2 and Cloud9 now, I mean, getting reputations for being able to win those rounds with Deagles, with CZs. We saw Cloud9 do it in the first half. And it's close. I mean, it's as close as you could possibly make it. So, you know, this doesn't end with the pistol round. Once you start seeing, you know, I mean, now it's Cloud9 who's in that dangerous economic situation on the CT side where things are more expensive. If they get reset early on, that's almost the nightmare scenario. So we'll see what they have in store for the pistol round. Oh.
What a brave man.
His friend looks scared just sitting next to him.
Are we sure it is his friend? You want to implicate him, you know, right away, Moses? You got to be careful. Yes. No, there definitely are still a couple of G2 supporters left. He's got the howl pin.
Ooh.
All right.
Love that.
It's a rich man, in other words.
Yeah, right?
The camera is loving him. Now, what would you want? We've got 10 seconds, Moses. How did G2 win this pistol round here for the T side?
Well, they've gone with 4 Glocks and a Deagle. And what we've actually seen a lot of teams, or maybe not a lot, we've seen a couple teams go for that one Deagle buy. So you can either use MBK off on his own to try and pick into the one of the bomb sites, get a kill, force some rotations, which is exactly what it looks like happening. MBK over towards A ramp. But you want to close the gap with with the Glocks, and if you're not going to get it with utility, if you're not going to use smokes and flashes, you need NBK to produce something, whether it applies enough pressure that it forces a rotation or he gets a kill.
He's at the A ramp looking for it, so they want to kill on A, and then for this push to work. I think that's how the sequence is going to be. He's slowly sneaking out. Tarek is going to have such advanced warning, though. Now he's engaged Rush on the other side, but Tarek sees them, and NBK goes down. That's Rush picking up a critical kill. They should know a lot about what's happening right now, Cloud9. They've actually seen everything they need to, and now the push comes in through the connector. Shot in the back is automatic, picking up 2 big headshots. Tarek gets one, and another one coming in. Stewie picking it up there. Oh my God, grinding on him in the corner. That's a little bit too much almost. It will be Cloud9 to pick up the second pistol round.
Cloud9 put themselves in such good positions. The rotations were perfect. Once G2 jumped down towards underpass, that was all telegraphed. They could hear the footsteps. Stewie was there behind the wall. This is a big kill from Rush.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You're going to see Rush push out towards triple box in the site. Stewie's waiting an automatic on catwalk. Same with Tarek when he follows up. That's just too many people from too many different angles for G2 to handle without utility. And now all Cloud9 has to do is something no one else has done so far in this playoff stage, is win the second round.
That'd be nice. That is, I hesitate to say, but it's sort of the way the game is supposed to work. It has been a struggle for a lot of teams to be able to actually do it. 9-7, so nothing has been decided yet as you went through, but we'll see if it's going to make a difference here anyway. If they can, then they'd be up to 11-7 by the time that G2 could realistically buy not getting a bomb plant in the round. It means they're going to have to wait a bit longer. They have bought armor and pistols, though, and Apex is out for blood here.
This could be a good old-fashioned double fake. They're not showing the bomb. The bomb is in the middle. Stewie's brought low. Players are ready to pounce on B, but they're going to back off, whether that's because of the defense they encountered or the pressure that's being applied towards A. That's a great kill from Rush. That's a huge impact. He knows his teammates are low on HP. They can't just sit back, getting position inside the bomb site as well. That's beautiful space created by him on the defense, and Kenny's the next one up to make this move.
Now he's gone into Shadow, and he could probably guess they won't have a Molotov for this position. Later on, it's going to be a little bit more dangerous to be here, but right now he can feel relatively safe. Peeking out at the perfect time. Actually, he thought he got that kill with the first couple of bullets, so a little bit of hesitation there, but he's going to follow it up. And Rush doing a fine job closing out the round. Comes through, and there's the ace. Picking it up and shutting down G2 once again. Rush.
He wanted that 5th kill so bad, he starts shooting on the ladder, wasn't even waiting to get up top. That's phenomenal. You're exactly right. I mean, the knowledge that there's not going to be a whole lot of utility to use to clear him out. Great poise from Rush. More impact from him in this game, and Cloud9 10-7. Not going to be a whole lot for G2 to play with. One flashbang purchased up.
Single flashbang. I mean, it worked for Cloud9, so maybe they are going to try something similar. In fact, it is pretty much a carbon copy of that strat. They got down and did get the bomb down and a couple of kills. Just a bomb down is enough, really. That's what you're looking for in this kind of scenario. Jumping out right into the SMGs. It is a bit of a bloodbath going on here as they will finally get the kill in, and surprisingly, not going to get the bomb plant down. They just had to run and try and pick it up, and now it's out of the open, so that's definitely going to be the end of it.
That's actually a very big kill to get from Skadoodle. That one player prevent the bomb from being planted. That's huge, so really well done from him. It's a small thing, but it denies $800 across the board to G2. And we'll see, does Skadoodle want an AWP drop towards him? He does. So Automatic's gonna drop one over. Kenny's debating whether he wants one of his own, and he is gonna grab it. He's got light armor, there's no utility, but we are gonna get that duel again between the two oppers. Quietly, Rush with that ace has made his way to the top of the scoreboard for Cloud9. Otherwise, it's pretty even across the board.
Rush versus Shox, who is at 19 kills. Always someone you have to look out for, always dangerous. 11-7 right now. If you've only been watching Counter-Strike in the last couple of years, Shox might have sort of flown under the radar a bit, but if you've been there from the beginning, then you would know. Very careful approach in this round from G2.
Very cautious, very slow pace. They want to make sure they're not getting pushed upon. There's smoke ringing out into the window. Skadoodle's going to give up that position, but he's got to at least stay nearby because there can be a boost into the window. He's got to be cautious of that. Without a teammate in the ladder room, that can catch him off guard entirely. Boosting up to try and get a pick towards Catwalk. Nothing there for G2 either. Just under a minute. Skadoodle over-aggressive. There's no recovery from that position.
Might be a bit of a misstep there. Now they're boosting. All the way over on Catwalk. Spray is in, and Stewie picking up those kills. Easily Automatic to follow up. And taking down Body now. A lot of trouble here for the G2 team. They needed more. They're only going to get that one kill. That late boost on Catwalk as well.
I mean, the spray transfer from Stewie, stopping them from actually getting over towards the A bomb site, that's dirty. That was so critical for him because the A bomb site was about to be under a lot of pressure. Right here, and then he transfers down. Kenny, there's that no head armor coming into effect, immediately dies. And yeah, this boost is quite nice. It catches him off guard. And that's a great reaction from Cloud9 as well, because once Skadoodle dies, they had no one else with eyes on connector. They knew they had to get there quickly, and they had to do the boost to bypass a Molotov thrown by G2. So very quick decision-making from C9 on the defense. They've got themselves a 12-7 lead.
That was the first rifle round out of G2, so they were probably expecting a lot more out of that one. They don't, their buffer is really closing now. They don't have a lot of rounds left that they can lose, especially not rifle rounds. So right now Cloud9 obviously feeling a lot better. Seems Skadoodle can do better this time. In fact, he's going to pick up that kill on Apex. That's always good. It's not a bad job at all.
Again, BK just strolled right into that third bullet. Stewie wants more as well, waiting for the peek from Kenny. Looks away, but corrects himself quickly. This would be a good time to note on the desk Sean talking about Cloud9's defense, how proactive they are and how good they are at working together, particularly on the CT side. And they haven't really allowed G2 to get a whole lot for free at any point in this half.
Timing is good. Bomb's been dropped on the A ramp, so now it's just a question of whether or not Shox could find some freaky Deagle headshots, and if not, then probably will just be a quick end to the round. As soon as he's revealed himself, he's going to be in trouble. So G2 really needs something here. Again, I want to return to the question of where are the timeouts? Where's the break that they need right now, G2? Because this gap is looking a little bit scary to me.
It really is, and I mean, I guess they're going to give themselves one more gun round to see if they have it in them. But you would almost like to see a tactical timeout here because that last round got shut down very, very quickly, not even aware of where Stewie was going to come from. This is Cloud9's pick, so it's not all doom and gloom for G2, but we did expect a flight out of the good things we've seen from them on this map very recently. This time they've got more utility to play with. Kenny, no armor on the AWP. And look at the stack from Cloud9. This is a heavy lean towards the B bomb site. They're going to have to be aggressive on Catwalk again because A is about to get hit hard.
This will be a lot quicker. Skadoodle in the corner, tries to... Oh, he actually gets that shot on NBK. That's so much damage through the side of the wall as well. Rush trying to see if he can make his way in, but there's just so much smoke. It's going to be a quick trade there. NBK for automatic. But Skadoodle still has the angle, covering the bomb side. They know where that bomb is. The one player here that could screw this all up right now for Cloud9 is Shox. Oh! He gets taken down at top mid. He was covering that hard, but Stewie takes care of him, and now they can do the retake. That's such a big kill. 3 versus 4.
They're all 3 trapped at the ramp. They pushed out. There's the trade from Body. It's a 2-on-3 now as Rush makes his way up. He gets the dink, not the kill, and a 1-on-1.
Oh, and he's going to get shut down. Kenny not going to try and bait him against the bomb. Ready and waiting for it. And that will be finally around here for G2, just barely. And I'm kind of shocked because as soon as Stewie gets that kill on top mid, things are looking a little bit rough for G2.
Well, at that time, I was trying to get it out before they busted it up. 3 players on that A ramp as well from G2, and it almost saved them. They made the right call. They just had to get aggressive. Body pushes forward. Apex gets on top of the boxes. But if all 3 of them are bottleneck on that A ramp, that's likely a loss. 13-8, and I mean, you can see this because they only survive with 1. Look at this purchase. They don't have all the nades this time. Kenny's gonna need a big round with his AWP. They need something to alleviate the pressure. 3 players coming from Palace. NBK brought down. Kenny just snuck past. Skadoodle finds the timing. Stewie's pushing up, but that leaves the A site vulnerable.
Oh no, Skadoodle is going to get picked off, but still, they have the 2-man lead. That smoke is not going to help all that much against the connector. Trying to see if they get the bomb down quick. Apex just gunning straight for it. Shox goes down. Now 1 versus 4 here for Apex. Trapped in the corner. They have 3 Molotovs, in fact. There is absolutely no way he's going to be able to stand back here for very long at all. And already Stewie jumping up, looking for the kill. He is going to get shut down and Rush on the other side. That will be round number 14 for Cloud9. And I'm not sure, Kenny walked so far into the middle with no backup at all.
Yeah, I mean, that part's kind of confusing as well, obviously trusting him, but it's tough to make those calls when you don't have any utility. You can see where the deaths of G2 happen if you go back and look at this round. I mean, Rush is able to get one from CT spawn towards Palace. The AWP from Tarek ringing out for 2 kills. That just means when you attack the A bomb site, there's not enough smokes and flashbangs into the choke points to push that defense back. They obviously, I think the plan there was rely on Kenny, who's, you know, a phenomenal AWPer, one of the best in the world, but they had to rely on him to get a kill to alleviate the pressure through rotation because they didn't have the utility. And when he gets shut down, there's not a whole lot of ideas left. They're all in on this round, Anders.
This is a bit of a scrim, isn't it? A couple of MAC-10s, a UMP. I'm not exactly loving this, although maybe they could run down Tarek. If he misses a single kill here, they could definitely just close the distance and he's immediately going to fall back. Flashing up behind him. They're still right on his tail, and Tarek now trying for the no-scope. Skadoodle is there. Oh my god! Tarek still staying alive inside the bomb site, getting the kill! How did he do that? They were all around him. They were hunting for him with those MAC-10s. And Apex is going to be the last one left here. Bit of a long range there for the headshot. Trying to make the jump, and he's going to stay alive for the moment. Still a minute on the clock. Switching up with the UMP. Not very encouraging either. And looking inside of that kitchen. Can he find the kill and pick up the bomb? There's so much to do here. Looking the wrong way for the moment. Looking all over the place. In fact, Skadoodle's right on the other side. And he wants to bait out the shot. He goes down. Round number 15 here. Cloud9 1 single round away from taking away map number 1.
Smart mobility from Skadoodle, just staying alive, getting out of the danger. But I mean, Tarek that round is an absolute monster. There's really no good option for him. You knew he had to fight his way out. And that's some plays born of pugging in North America right there. It's just everything's gone to hell around you. Finding a way to survive, finding a way to land those disgusting shots.
Born in the fires of rank S, he's now emerged and can do anything.
By it.
Well, 24th round, ladies and gentlemen. Tarek and all the rest of them all at 16. Just rush a little bit ahead there at 24 kills. That is so impressive. And let's see if they can make this A execute work. G2 there with their backs against the wall, running right in. Stewie getting the spray down and Rush there to pick it up. There's no chance here for the French. Cloud9, 2 kills away from picking up the first map. And with absolute style, they shut down Shoxy. 16-8 in favor of Cloud9 here. Map number 1 of the quarterfinals. Very well done indeed.
That is way more dominant than I think anyone expected. That's Cloud9 putting exclamation point on this series so far. Map 1 done. A dominant T-side, a small comeback from G2, but Cloud9 had the answers the whole way through that map.
So well played, making sure the French could not get the AWP. When they had it, they couldn't keep it for more than a round or 2. On that T-side, that was very well done. And the crowd is loving this.
Answering a lot of questions as well. Skadoodle had a good game. Well-rounded from the team. Never-ending aggression, confidence all the way through. Really, really good map. We're going to send it to a break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Going to be shocked with one more return, looking for the triple, and he will get it to close out the round. now the push comes in through the connector. Shot in the back, it's automatic. Picking up 2 big headshots. Tarek gets one and another one coming in. Stewie picking it up there.
Nice, boys.
Tarek now trying for the no-scope. Skadula is there. Oh my god. Tarek still staying alive inside the box and getting the kill.
What an amazing Cloud9 performance there on Mirage. We thought it was going to be competitive. We knew it was going to be back and forth. What we couldn't have foreseen was how Cloud9 were just going to run away with it in the end, frustrating G2. That is their best performance of the major for me.
Absolutely, and I think the key to their victory was they played their own game, which is some of the stuff we touched on in the pre-game. They did the exact same stuff in the match. They did not overthink, you know, what if they prepare for this? Why did they expect that? They just played their own game, and that's what was the key to victory for them.
Yeah, Sean, there is a fine line, isn't there, between respecting your opponent and being afraid of your opponent. You've got to always find the right balance so you can do what you want to do on the server.
Yeah, actually Cloud9 came out super aggressive. They came out with these A takes where they kept pushing spawn super aggressively. Stewie trying to push that connector smoke a couple times. And it was working, And then G2 adapted somewhere in the middle of that first half.
Yeah, well,
unfortunately for Cloud9, they lit them up on CT side.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because it did look like G2 were coming back into it. You know, Cloud9 got off to that good start, then it was an 8-7 half, and in the second half, you know, Cloud9 won that pistol and just didn't look back.
Yeah, and that round that we're showing right now, that's round when it was 7-11. When G2 came up connector, that was a huge blunder to not look at jungle after getting that pick on Scott connector. That was a massive economical round.
Yeah, it was a bit of timing because Shox was looking at jungle and then he pushed stairs and Stewie peeked just at the right moment. But also Kenny pushing with the op and body holding Cat from stairs. It's a bit weird, but I think G2 did get a little bit flustered, but I don't think you can take anything away from Cloud9. I think they just outplayed G2 on that map.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to just give some props to Rush. You know, we talked right at the start, way back of the major, when Cloud9 were losing those early games, and we were like, you know, are they choking a bit here? The one thing that hadn't happened was Stewie 2K and Rush playing well in tandem. Well, I think Rush has had a great major. I think he's finally looking like the player that they wanted him to be when they got him from Optic.
Absolutely, and he's one of those guys, again, who is very solid, very sensible. You will rarely see him make a silly mistake or lose his team the round. Very composed, good awareness. So you saw that one round, he almost clutched it. 1v3, got the double kill, and just for a split second couldn't get the plan down. So I really liked Rush as a player towards the end of Optic, right, when Stanislav was on the team. I think he was, one of the more fun players to watch. Not flashy, but just very, very smart in the way he plays the game.
And Sean, Rush had his sort of meteoric rise, after you had sort of started playing with other teams. Did you ever play against him? Did you ever see him as a young talent?
Yeah, Rush has evolved a lot as a player, actually, in the last years. Dating back to, like Inka says, the later part of his Optic time to now when he's on Cloud9, he's a totally different player than what he was, say, like 2 years ago. He's definitely one of the stars of this Cloud9 lineup.
Yeah, I mean, just overall, packed full of talent. Got to say, there did seem to be something off with G2. There was, that weird tech pause where MBK seemed to get a little bit flustered, seemed to be a bit aggro with the admin, was told to sit down. Then you saw Kenny S. I'm always worried when I see Kenny S. kind of frowning while he's playing. You want Kenny S. to be smiling. So I don't know what was going on there, but they were definitely looking frustrated.
I agree. I think it was towards the beginning of the game, right? That they lost to maybe some of the rounds they were expecting. They were losing to some of the force buy from C9, and that's probably what frustrated MBK. The one thing that I could think of is they were probably prepared for those rounds. They knew they were coming and still couldn't really execute against that. So that was probably what maybe caused them to react like that. But I agree, there's no room for you to get frustrated or flustered. It's only the start of the map.
Sure.
You can always come back, especially if you're G2.
And let's be clear, all the expectations are that G2 are going to win this. They are the favorites. That's what the smart people out there are saying. It is down to an X factor. This is a huge test for Cloud9. And with that in mind, let's talk about the next map that's coming up. It's going to be Overpass. It's G2's pick. Now, interestingly enough, we were looking at the statistics. Get this. So the LAN win percentage for G2, since the start of 2017, it's only 50%. It's a coin flip. But unfortunately for Cloud9, Their win rate is 33%. So this looks like one of those instances where the team has identified a weakness in their opponent, Sean, and tried to veto around that.
Yeah, and actually G2 is very strong on the T side of Overpass. So we played against them quite a bit at boot camps, and their T side's very strong. They have very impactful flashbangs when they enter bomb sites, and they have this really fast default heading towards the A site. So I think Cloud9 might be aware of that, and that's something to look out for.
I think it's obvious in the veto that Cloud9 was picking more to their own strengths, G2 picking more to Cloud9's weaknesses. So this is where they really need to show up. I think Mirage was the map Cloud9 needed to win to have a chance in this series. Something that I love about G2 on Overpass that they're probably the best team in the world at is mid-round aggression on the CT side. So not the early flashy one that Fer does, not something that's, you know, super late when there's 20 seconds on the clock and you need to get some info. No, around like the 50-second, 1-minute mark when teams are setting up, transitioning what they want to do. G2 is very good at finding the weakness in that default, clearing that area of the map, maybe not even getting a kill, but just getting crucial map information that allows them to rotate over to the right bomb side.
And I'll be honest, even though I did have Cloud9 winning this when we were doing our talent picks, Overpass being in there, I think it's a very tall order for them. I'm still trying to think of a really dominant, notable performance by Cloud9 on this map. I'm racking my brain.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I literally can't think of one, which probably tells its own story. But then again, this is a different game now. I mean, you're relaxed. You're 1-0 up in the series, and you're hitting your shots. Everyone's firing. Everyone's talking. You got a huge crowd behind you.
Absolutely. It's definitely possible for Cloud9 to close it out here and have a 2-0 series. The problem is they have fewer ways to win on Overpass than they did on Mirage. Right now it's going to have to be a bit of a push in terms of maybe pistols or winning some crucial force buys and so forth, because they don't have simply as wide of a playbook. They don't have as much depth on this map as they have on some of the others. So they have to rely on some of the things we always talk about, like the pistols and so forth.
So final thoughts, I'll come to you, Sean. Can Cloud9 do the unthinkable and do it in 2?
I do think they can, but it's because I know G2 likes to play in the connector and swamp area at B site. They like playing for information, like Yanko said, and I also know Cloud9 likes running swamp defaults and taking connector control a lot as T. So if they win those gunfights, which is super possible based on how they're playing right now, they could easily 2-0 this.
Yeah, Yanko?
I'm banking on G2 maturing enough in the break period, you know, and having the composure to realize they're the better team and equalizing it here and going into a third.
All right, then. So we are going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to see if Cloud9 are going to go to the semi-final or whether G2 are going to bounce back. We'll see you shortly.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the Boost Mobile casting desk. Amanda's with me is Moses. It's map number 2 coming up next between Cloud9 and G2. And we do have just a couple of seconds here before the map goes live. So, Moses, what do you expect out of this map number 2? It's Overpass.
If you look at how that Mirage played with the way that Cloud9 was able to get entries and trade into entries and fight through all of the obstacles that G2 put in their way, this actually gets into a very scary map. Because you have to remember as well, if you look back towards when Tarek and Rush came from Optic,
Yes.
Overpass is one of their strong maps. They've
That's
brought
true.
over a very good sense of how to play this map, and it is still going to be that aggressive trading and entering into bomb sites. Rush quietly had such a big game. He had that ace, and he had a couple big impact rounds, but he ended up with over 100 ADR in that game. He played phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely beastly performance coming out of him, and he's not even always the person we look for to do that, but he's slowly been on the rise here throughout this tournament, and it's obviously a huge help to Cloud9.
Here's the benefit. All the chatter about G2, potentially being good on Mirage because of what we've seen recently, even though it's been a map they have really gone away from in the past, that obviously doesn't pan out. A couple of those rounds, they looked pretty lost, pretty questionable, especially on the T side. That's not going to happen on Overpass, and it might just switch, because I know they were talking on the desk, like, what has Cloud9 done that would make you think that they're going to be able to take this map away? And almost, I feel like one of the best things you can point to is back in Astralis' heyday, when they were very good on Overpass. Remember, this is a map that the E-League Premier, Cloud9 took them all the way, I think, to like 16-14, or maybe even into overtime, a match they should have won and kind of collapsed. So they're not just going to be throwaways on this map, but G2 is still going to be very, very much better.
We obviously must encourage as well that you keep an eye on that French economy. Can they pick up that AW? Can they pick up 2 of them, in fact? That's something that they really did not have a lot of luck with on Mirage. They just weren't able to get it on Kenny very much. And the rounds that he had it, he sort of really couldn't get it rolling. So if they can replicate that, it's going to be kind of a different story. But if Kenny gets off to a good start on a map like this, and if Shox decides to pick one up later on, or NBK for that matter, it can get really out of control as well.
It's one of the cool things about both of these teams, really. But I mean, especially if you go towards G2, if Kenny shows up, then they pretty much win. If he doesn't, if Apex shows up instead, they pretty much win. I mean, you can point to so many different players in both of these lineups where it's like single-handedly, if they're having one of those incredible games, it's just kind of over or very difficult to overcome. So, going to be a fun match, I think, on this map. I thought that, I mean, G2 could never really stop how fast Cloud9 wanted to play on their T side until the very, very end, until it was a comeback rather than a strong defense. They had to win those last 5 rounds. If that's going to be the pace that Cloud9 comes out with on their T side, now they are starting CT, so we'll see what G2's got in store.
Yes, indeed, they are map number 2. Boston, are you ready? It's G2 versus Cloud9 here. Second map in the last quarterfinals of the day, and this is going to be worth a lot right now for Cloud9. If they can drop this map as well, if they can win it and go all the way into the semifinals, that would be absolutely historic. And they have got armor on everybody except Skadoodle. He's taking one for the team here. He's got the kit and the smoke. On the other team, a little bit of a setup here. They have grenades on a couple of people, but that's pretty much it. So let's see what happens here for G2. If they win the pistol, that would be such a great start.
Well, they're getting a lot of ground very early on. One smoke, they have stairs control, so stage 1 complete. Now they're going to press onto this B bomb site. There's a stack. Skadoodle's got to go huge. He's got to land these headshots. It's not coming in, and now his teammate is isolated all alone in the site, but he somehow wins that. There's automatic. He slows things down. He's going to buy time for rotations.
It was automatic the whole time, hiding in that corner. He knew they probably would not have a Molotov to clear him out, but there's a straight headshot. No bomb has been planted. They've been on this bomb for what seemed like years at this point in time. NBK goes down, and that is the round for Cloud9. A big gamble. If they check that corner before automatic gets a kill, it almost all spirals out of control, but they made it work.
It is a very small mistake from G2 with big implications. I think that boost in the back with Skadoodle on top really throws him off. They say, all right, well, there's 2 players there if Skadoodle is shooting at us from that location. Obviously, that's the B defense. There's likely no one else here. They're just going to be playing retake, and that kind of lulls them into a false sense of security.
Classic smoke that's going to land in the monster tunnel to try and prevent any kind of crazy rush. But it kind of seems like G2... Oh, no! It went the wrong way in the French. They saw that. They definitely want to see if they can maybe shut it down. Rush has got a great angle here with so many targets on the other side. The bomb is being planted, and now Automatic's also shown up. Rush helping out. So bomb plant, yes, but not really much else. Apex is on a bit of a crazy mission here. Try and see if he can pick up a kill with the Glock, switching it out for the burst fire. And he's been locked out of this fight more or less already. does get a kill. Grenade to the feet. Oh, Stewie knifed the south. But that's going to be the round. There was a lot of craziness in one round.
Yeah, calm down, Stewie. I know he's got 3 knives already.
Now, there's no way that G2 could have known that they were going to get into the site like that. But I think if they had known, if they had armor and pistols in that round, because they got so far in, they would have had a very good chance of winning it. But they didn't, because they're going to buy in this round.
It's almost very interesting. It almost felt like Rush and Cloud9, that B defense got caught off guard with the fact that that smoke missed. They didn't expect that kind of a rush through that smoke. Rush missing some easy shots. That can't happen, but they sustained without taking losses. I think only Skadoodle fell, so they'll be fine with that. But knowing that plant went in, they're going to know this buy is coming. Aggression from Skadoodle just to throw a nade. He's going to fall back. Again, slow-paced and measured in this opening gun round for G2. Not wanting to get off to a bad start like the last map. And they've got control. They know there's no aggression towards stairs. They're going to go clear it now. They know there's no one pushing out of B.
They've left Shox alone over there. There's always that one player on any team playing overpass on the T side that is going to be playing alone outside of B bomb side. Everyone has got that one player in. Just want to make sure that the CTs don't get the information of sort of pushing out beyond the site, and suddenly they know exactly what's happening. So you've got to have someone who's sort of anchoring that part of the map now. Under a minute left as Stewie is walking his way through the smoke. Oh my god. That was much too close for comfort. NBK goes down. Stewie trying to get the timing, but Kenny's on the other side, and now Skadoodle's going to be very worried. He gets shut down from Body. Tarek flashing his way in. He gets the one kill. Could have had a second, but Body was already around the corner.
Follow-up aggression from Tarek, making sure things stay even at 3-3. He's the only one over towards A as well. Gotta be cautious.
Oh, but look at Automatic. He's wedged up against the side, not all the way up against the ramp, which you can do. Are they going to be able to check it? There is a headshot, but somehow Shox is alive on just 4 health. They try and make their way through. Tarek needs to land just 1 bullet here. That's all it takes. There's one of them. Rush to follow it up now. 1 versus 1, the headshot. Rush taking it down. They win that first rifle round. That's going to give them so much space to work with.
Rush is such a boss right now for Cloud9. A huge win, and that was a great job. Tarek equalizes things at 3-3, immediately rotates over towards B, reads the situation perfectly, and they know they have 2 players low, and they just play that range so well. It's very awkward fights for G2 with 2 players at 15 HP. Rush cleans things out in a 1-on-2. A brilliant win, and now it's a double-up setup for Cloud9. The crowd is hyped, but this is actually a little bit risky switching into the double up here into this round, because if they lose too much to these Deagles, that's a lot of expensive money gone into an anti-buy, an anti-force buy.
Shox staring on top of the wall, and it's not because he's gone crazy. If you're new to the game, it's very common that people are going to boost or jump just to see what's happening on the other side, so that's why he's looking that direction. Didn't catch anyone this time. Skadoodle having a bit of an awkward fight. Going to be a very long grenade. That's a bit of a touchdown on MBK. He will be down to 66.
That's fine. Skadoodle's just warming up. Using that as a firing range there to start with. Some very big missed shots. And actually, oddly enough, I mean, he's losing this duel to NBK over and over again. Actually tagged him down to 32. This has created an opportunity. You can see Apex has made decent progress in the bathrooms, close up towards this A bomb site. The rest of G2, knowing that they have that much map secured, are going to come with. There's no nades, there's no smokes for this T side, but those Deagles can still do damage.
Yes, they can, but you're absolutely right. Those grenades missing are going to be a really big problem for them in just a couple of seconds. 38 of them left. There's Stewie picking up 1 kill. Automatic staying alive well on the site, and Body's going to be going down, so they got close, but that's actually a great round to sort of explain to people why you need the grenades, because you see how easy it is for the CTs to pick up those incoming Ts. You need some sort of grenade there on the truck and on the other side of the, I guess, the SWAT truck.
I mean, Cloud9's kind of fortunate that it was mostly Deagles for that G2 force buy, just because they kind of have to stand and take those fights. If it's CZs, if it's P250s, they can be more mobile, they can swing around the corners much faster. But having 2 AWPs on that site could have been a huge disadvantage against those weapons, but the Deagles allowed them to be pretty comfortable. Take the fights they want. Here's some aggression. Down the stairs. Molotov and nades to the choke point. NBK takes a lot of damage. 43 HP on him. And this boost, this will be tough for Shox if he decides to move forward.
He peeked for it last time with the Deagle, but he's up against the AWP. And that smoke, he's not going to want to challenge it. Oh, it goes a little bit too far, and Automatic is still ready.
He's going to hate himself for getting lured into that one. Thinks the smoke bouncing is his opportunity. Oh, Rush doesn't see him coming through the smoke as it fades. Automatic's got a big job to do, and he's got nowhere to go. He's got to hit the shots. There's one, but not the follow-up. Apex entries into the site, into a 3-on-3.
This is big for G2. They had such a tough start on the last map. This time they need to turn it around early on. Similar boost coming out, but oh, they were ready for it, and it still wasn't enough. Skadoodle does go down, so now it's a 2-on-2. If they can shut this one down, Cloud9, they're going to be off to such a brilliant start. Kenny in the back waiting there, NBK with the spray, taking one down, and now Tarek alone. 1 versus 2, very tricky. He tries to make the jump, but not going to make it, and now he's being shut down. NBK coming in with a big double kill. 3 health left. That's such a huge round for them.
Yeah, a really nice round, a really nice take of that B-bomb site, and really good control in the post plant, even though they lose Apex early. A lot of good flashbangs coming out from C9, but a lot of faith NBK had, and Kenny S playing behind him with the AWP.
When they exit that tunnel and Rush is holding on the CT side, you notice the Ts, they make a little bit of a jump, and because of the curvature of the wall of the tunnel, they actually gain a tiny bit of speed. I did double check it, and you do actually move faster getting that kind of jump. It can help sometimes, and Rush obviously got double peak, but still, just a little bit of advantage in getting that speed boost.
The timing of it, of when that smoke fades, was really nice for G2, because it is sometimes a 50-50 on who's going to see who first.
Yes.
And obviously that time it was G2 and Rush before he even shoots a bullet. He's got a couple players looking right at him. Double up setup from Cloud9 was expensive, to say the least. You can see they're going to be back onto pistols with just 1 round win from G2. Couple flashbangs on Stewie, though, depending on how they want to use those. He's far back. There's the pop flash to come through the smoke. It does not work out. Kenny S. Easy shots and body coming up as well. They were prepared, and they handled this with ease.
Great in theory, Moses. In practice, though, they did get shut down rather hard in that round. So, from G2's point of view, that's finally a little bit of a sign of relief here. Also, the fact that they got Kenny, even if it's just kills against people who have no armor, just getting that AWP warmed up definitely makes a difference. So Rush is now trying to save the AK-47 into the next round, which they do need the money here on Cloud9. Yeah,
and I mean, obviously, so does G2. They don't have the money to go chasing for this, so he should get away. I can't imagine G2 committing a whole lot. You can see Body down at the stairs. Here's NBK over towards the playground, but they shouldn't go too much farther than this because they're still in that danger spot. We're losing, like, these guns are so valuable to them. You can let Rush have it. It'll be a second round, and G2, they got to be feeling like they need to go on a big run here to start things out. It's going to be 2-4, but they want to pile them on early. Keep Cloud9 with a low economy. Just keep winning based off of that.
What is happening?
I don't know what those sounds are. I got nothing.
Yeah, we need to hire an anthropologist, Moses, and just try and help us out. Maybe a psychologist too. Kenny not looking so sad this time. You know, feeling that, all right, even if they won 4 in a row, still able to do it. You're having a hard time with the noises, Moses. I can tell
really
it's getting
throwing me off. It's
keep it up, guys.
Pouring into my brain.
Yeah, exactly. You're bringing Moses down. It's beautiful. Apex sees the rush through the smoke and behind that fountain. You can hide a little bit. Skadoodle gonna pick up 1 kill there. Stewie, oh my God, taking down Apex as well. They were ready for it. That was such a long fight, and just like that, it snaps heavily in favor of Cloud9. I mean, that was not what G2 were looking for.
No, but even with the big advantage, if you're Cloud9, why are you still here? Why are you still being aggressive? Although the adjustment is so nice. You don't need to be this overextended. There's a tap from Shox. That's beautiful. Needs about 4 more of them. Awkward timing on the peak. Gonna work his way. Doing a Stewie impression to Stewie, but he's ready for it. It doesn't matter. A headshot comes out. This is why you don't need to be this aggressive. You're still losing so much. Even with the huge advantage, this is expensive. This is costly now.
This almost never happens, and he's going to walk in. His feet are going to be showing. He still picks up that kill. Don't ever want to underestimate Shox. The one thing working against him is the time here, and he's going to go down to automatic, but there has to have been a moment there on Cloud9 where everyone got real silent. They were so good at winning these early fights. They could have easily come out with more members alive. I'll take your point, Moses. They should have had a couple of more rifles in this one, but still, they shut it down, and G2 got no chance.
I mean, it's fair play to Shox. You can see how dangerous and deadly of a player he is. It's just if you're C9, just slink back into the bomb sites. You know there's only 2 of them. Just sit back. You have the AWP. You have the range. If you look at their economy now, look at what those losses mean. One loss here in this round, Cloud9's going to be back onto the save because of that. They're fortunate as well. It seemed like G2 was a bit disorganized in the beginning of that round. They weren't sure if they wanted to fight that aggression or just let them have it, or how they wanted to take care of that. It was Apex and Tarek in kind of a shoulder peak battle. And Stewie comes in and turns the tides. Pop flash to allow his teammates to come upstairs. There's not really anyone here for G2 to punish, but it's going to give them control. And how aggressive do they want to be?
Very aggressive, I think, is the answer. They just ran halfway across the map. Stewie did see them down there, but they're going to be right on him, and now falling back from long. This could be a little bit dangerous. Skadoodle running right into them. He had no idea they were going to be that close, and Stewie now alone on the bomb site. Backup is being called for. There's one flashbang, more to come. Stewie, they're right on top, and he's going to go down. Shox with the follow-up. This is looking a lot better here for the French. It's now automatic and rush left. The bomb is awkwardly dropped in the front of the bomb site, so if somehow Cloud9 knew that, would be a little bit interesting. Rush, did you see the jump pass? The bomb is going to be planted on that truck. This retake is going to be so tricky.
It's a flashbang on Rush. There goes the smoke from Automatic to help the cover. They need a pick before they go. Automatic's going to look for one. Do they want to risk this? That smoke's going to cover the swing out to the right. Oh, right behind the trash can. He ducks and peeks, and Kenny's out in the open as well for this. Rush sees him. There's the play from Shox, but the no-scope! Kenny's got to do it all. They're on the bomb, and there's the kill. He's got to find it. One chance, and it doesn't happen.
He even takes down Kenny at the end. Automatic, what a maniac. Running through that smoke, clearing it all out. Talk about a back-breaking moment, Moses.
Who knew Automatic had it in him?
Unbelievable. And you see the effect almost immediately on the face of the French players here. They weren't ready for that. Kenny, I mean, he has no way to know if he's going to be left or right by that shot.
He did a 360 as well, Anders. Do you know what that means?
There's going to be lots of emotes in the chat.
Well,
my God.
Nice! Somehow they pull off a miracle. Cloud9 taking that round, stealing it essentially from G2. Still low on economy, though. This is not a great buy, and they don't have a whole lot built up. It's going to be back to pistols for G2, but any investment here, if they can do any damage to Cloud9, that's all valuable at this point. They're going to have to make another small run, some kind of a comeback at the end of this first half.
They do. They are technically played on the least favored side, so I guess they can always sort of comfort themselves with that. But if they keep winning rounds here, Cloud9, especially close ones like that, where you technically have the advantage and you still can't make it work, it will get to you eventually. They did lose the first map as well, so it all comes down to this one map here. Flashbang in the hands of Shox, and they're going to try and set it up and see if they can maybe get in, pick up some early kill. The grenade right in front of them. Oh my God. Apex down at half health already. It's going to be a quick trade there as Rush is cleaning it up nicely with the FAMAS. 3 kills on him. Using their own weapons against the Moses. It's brutal.
The backup that Cloud9 has coming in, the secondary, like the rotations are so nice because actually G2 gained a lot of ground and were able to get into the face of the initial defense, and that was actually scary. That first kill, that could have just kind of forced that defense into a collapse, but it's the second player who comes in to back him up, covers the exact spot perfectly.
Russian automatic, both at over 100 ADR, which is obviously great news, and you see on the other team, it isn't quite there. Body is doing really well, but he needs somebody else to join him at the top.
Yeah, and I mean, you're looking towards Kenny, towards Shox. I mean, toward NBK, who's had a phenomenal event. They've gone very quiet. This Cloud9 team has put G2 really out of sorts.
Yes, they have. The timeout is about to expire here as we head into the 10th round. 7-2 in favor of Cloud9. Skadoodle with the AWP. There's one on Kenny, so he's going to get one more chance here to see if he can maybe shut down the American sniper. Will be a bit of a rush, in fact, coming out again from G2, taking map control early on, smoking it out that Molotov and pushing right through on the other side, waiting is Skadoodle. He's got back up from automatic, so Shox is in a lot of trouble here, and he's going to be walking right in. Shox with a headshot, goes wide, but Scar is ready for it.
You could see Ska, though, he wanted to peek into that tunnel behind that Molotov, and when he sees the smoke come out, he stops immediately and backtracks. He knows that means someone's going to try and work their way around it. Great awareness from him. G2, though, now creeping up close towards A. Cloud9 really hasn't challenged Bathrooms a whole lot. Almost caught out with the timing, but here comes this hit towards the bomb site.
Smart Molotov coming in, or smart smoke coming in from Stewie, trying to make sure that he wasn't going to burn alive. Now Apex pushing onto the site, trying to get the spray in, but Tarek will get one. Stewie at the other angle. Great trading happening right now, and just tapping away is Stewie, getting the headshots on one and shutting down Kenny S. There will be one more round here for Cloud9. Great defense, and G2 just, they get close, but they just aren't putting enough pressure on.
And if there's anyone who's going to be happy into the crowd, it's Tarek's family. Listening to the chants. Listen, Cloud9's got this great theoretical flashbang going on at this A bomb site. You'll notice it. When those A hits come in from G2, the anchor defender at A just stares right into the truck, waits for the flashbang to come in behind him over the fence. It's perfect. It delays G2 just enough that anyone inside the A site defending can get unblind and can actually get into the action, and now they take it to him. Tarek's got one. Apex forced to be passive. There's the swing out wide, and somehow he wins it, even dinks Stewie. It's dangerous now, but he keeps fighting and comes out on top. Skadoodle covering underpass all meanwhile.
Absolutely feel it.
Oh God, it's back.
Every event knows it's something new. We've had worse. Think of it that way. Don't want to say how, because then we'll make it start again. Body and Shocks are trying to see if they can get the most out of this round, which probably would be picking up a rifle and saving it. There's a chance at least. Stewie missing the opportunity. They're going to get both rifles, in fact.
Stewie's obviously feeling very comfortable at the moment, making some of these aggressive plays, and he's come out on top for the majority of them in this game. Still, you've given a rifle over to Shocks. That's never ideal. Saw that earlier in a 1-on-5. 35 seconds. G2 waiting, hoping for one more mistake from C9, and here it might be actually. Another overextension, but the flick down is just too fast. Shocks can't handle it. There's Skadoodle again, and this shot body can't clean up either kill though, but he got close. Rush down to 15, Skadoodle down to 2. That's gonna be a 9th round for Cloud9. They've got a 7-round lead.
The difference right there between an M4 and an AK-47, because those would have probably both been dead had it been the AK-47, but no such luck at all. 9-2, 7-round lead here.
And look at this disparity as well. You expect Shocks to be up there, one to be stepping up. Stewie's outmatching him, doubled up on a lot of the critical stats. G2 needs some heroics from somebody. More aggression though. I think they spotted Skadoodle. How long does he want to stay here? And there it is, Kenny finds him. Skadoodle couldn't even react.
Great communication coming out there from the French team. That's what we want to see. Now that they have the lead, they have so many options. All they need to do is draw one person out of position. And in fact, look at Cloud9. They want to get aggressive in return. There's a great headshot from Buddy, looking for a bit more. But yeah, he doesn't have to fight this. He can just fall back. They've got the 5 versus 3 right now. It's a wonderful start to the round here for G2.
Almost expected Tarek to try and continue that fight. They've lost so much now. That's the response to try and equalize things, and it doesn't happen. They knew there was going to be one player there, but Body with such nice positioning. Still a relatively tough task for G2. They've got 2 ops to go up against. They've got plenty of utility to neutralize them. They just have to make sure they don't get punished. And at this point for Cloud9, you'd love to just get some kills. Even if you end up losing the round, get 3 kills, keep the money low on the T side, reset them one more time at the end of this game.
I quite like this from the American side, though. Stacking 3 in the A-bomb site. If they were going to show up, I mean, you'd have to have all 3 members there to defend it. Now they're gravitating down to the other side, so they might just be there in time. In fact, the bomb's making its way back the other way. This is all good fun for G2, but they have to keep an eye on the clock right now. Of all the ways you could lose a round, losing it to time would be by far the most devastating one. 20 seconds as Cloud9 are on the bomb site. They're ready for it. They see the smoke, so now they definitely know. And the backup is going to be called for. Stewie holding the gap. Tarek on the ramp, ready and waiting. There's going to be a headshot on 1. 10 seconds left. They need that bomb plant. Tarek getting one more kill. Almost a triple. 6 seconds left. Stewie runs through and he can't stop the bomb. 2 seconds, 1 second, and automatic. He can't just stop the plant. It's just not enough time for him. And Automatic going to come out with one big kill. Still 2 more to go. They shouldn't be showing themselves. This should be, again, impossible. He's going to walk right into body. That's unbelievably close. G2, don't do that to us again.
They ran into a much more tough defense than they expected. All of Cloud9 there, like you said, you gamble stack and you just say, if you come here, we've got a chance. And there was one because G2 was so patient with that call. 9-3 though. And actually, we're going to get 2 ops on the T side as well. Freeze time running down. This is all the money that Cloud9 has into this round. Great initial hold from Tarek. Doing everything he can to get those oppers in a position to allow them to find the kills. And it just doesn't happen. Good cover from G2 as well, preventing Stewie from getting the planter.
Finally a round picked up here for the French. They're a little bit too few and far between the rounds right now. They need to start building an economy. They need to win pretty much the rest of the rounds here, make it 9-6. That has to be the target at the moment. Double EWP, as you said, and let's see how this all plays out. There's still one on Skadoodle. This time Cloud9 a bit more defensive.
A lot riding on this round. Could be a big half for Cloud9 or could allow G2 to close the gap significantly, just as we saw on map 1. It was a late first half run from G2 to close the gap. It's all down to this initial fight. 2 players in bathroom. That's going to be Stewie and Tarek, the 2 players you'd want to take the initial battles. Stewie's been spotted. That's an AWP. That's Shock's holding this angle. NBK's close up. This is going to be tough. They've got to fight their way out. They're pinched from 2 different angles in these bathrooms.
Yeah, they are. It's taking a lot of time, though. They see the shadow on the floor, and they're going to get that kill on Apex. NBK comes charging through with a great double kill. They had locked themselves in, just like you said, and eventually they pay. Skadoodle trying for a massive jump up. Set up from his own flashbang, and he gets the kill on Kenny regardless. Bringing it back into a 3-on-3 with just now 25 seconds. If Automatic can pick up this kill, that will be the bomb down and probably the round over. 20 seconds, and they try and make their way closer. Scar missing the shot. Oh my god! Getting shut down anyway. Skadoodle's finally going to be down. But 10 seconds here's Automatic. The bomb is down. The headshots are in. Shox is dead, and it's going to be a 10th round here. Cloud9, every single time the French have any money, it gets stolen right away.
It just leaves something to be desired. I mean, G2 plays it so well to clear out Tarek and Stewie, but after that, the aggression just trickles in.
What a hero.
A champion of the people.
Someone had to be the first one to do it, Moses. The counterculture is in full effect now. 14th round here, ladies and gentlemen. The scoreline is 10-3. Cloud9, 7 maps ahead. 7 rounds. They won the first map. And again, the French do not have the money to continue this fight. Body is still powering through, but they need more.
This has been a rivalry building over the second half of 2017. They've played each other so many times down the stretch. Played themselves earlier here at the major. Cloud9 to win it here would be a good way to cap things off.
What a story it would be.
I don't know what G2 is going to do in this round. They don't seem to have the answers even when they have rifles. Now they've got one AK-47 on Shox. They've got CZs across the board. And you can't even blame them for it at this point because they just need more rounds on the board. They need to go for it. And Stewie's going to peek right into this AK. Does he want to do the shoulder peek? He swings out wide. He gets baited into it. I think he saw Body with the pistol. Wasn't ready for Shox. And even Skadoodle with that AWP is forced back, but he has legged Apex, so some damage has been done, and there's the nade cleanup from Rush.
Oh, they're very close right now. That smoke is timely. Make sure they don't easily get shut down. NBK is gone, and Skadoodle is just... He's really feeling it right now.
Which was one of the key points made. Oh, running through the smoke! A little bit of luck on his side, and Skadoodle is helping Cloud9 shut down G2. Apex now the next one up. They can hear these footsteps. He's got 18 HP. Tarek cleans him out, and the AK hasn't really been able to get involved. Again, Cloud9 stopped G2. They've got an answer for everything, Anders.
I mean, that's just hitting a very high level of synchronicity when you get those kind of shots. It's hard to explain, really. But they're in full effect right now. The final headshot there to take down Shox. 11-3 moving into the 15th round, the last of the first half here of map number 2. Something must change for the French. This has been an uphill battle the whole way. But the crowd is loving this every step of the way.
Why not? Why not at all? The last North American team in the major up 11-3 over a G2 that, let's be honest, looked almost unstoppable heading into this match. They won 6 straight through the Challengers and Legends stage without dropping a single map. They dropped map 1 to Cloud9 and on the verge of going out, and Stewie almost gives C9 an advantage.
They're just so confident. Stewie loves those kind of peaks, which is why he went for it, then swapped it back over to Skadoodle so he can play the normal AWP. Gonna get 1 kill there. Does miss the chance. Shox taking down 1. Could be an opportunity here, but the combined force of Stewie and Tarek right now just shutting them down. The knives are out. Shox somehow coming through with a triple in the middle of all of that chaos. Stealing 1 more round could mean more than you might think here. Shox is not going to get the chance. He's going to get taken down. No bomb plant. And long range, Cirrus Rush takes it through 12-3 in the first half.
Just the hint of a smile coming out in the players' faces from Cloud9. They know that first half was so dominant. They've put themselves in a great position.
Boston has really woken up here. We're going to head into the second half any second now. And what half it's going to be. I mean, for this comeback to work out, for G2, everything would have to click. Everyone has to get up to Bonnie's level right now. They need that AWP, probably need even this double AWP. There's going to be so much that has to work right now. Yeah,
I mean, they need someone else to come alive, and you'd expect it to be Kenny with that op. I mean, they need a complete reversal from what we've seen in these first 3 halves of Counter-Strike in this series. It needs to all turn around, and they absolutely need the pistol.
All right, a little bit of a run boost. Improvised as they rush their way towards the B bomb site. 2 of them splitting off into the sewer tunnel, and they're going to try and see if they can maybe pinch them in. There is a big stack on this bomb site for G2. If they push through right now, it just won't be easy. Deep grenade up onto the sniper spot, and they're crawling their way through the tunnel. There's 1 great click, NBK and Kenny combining for just a lot of headshots here, and they're going to shut down Skadoodle as well. Tarek's the last one left, and that's the kind of pistol round they desperately needed.
I mean, listen, both pistol rounds, G2 has had a 4-man stack at the bomb site, or excuse me, both maps. On the CT side, G2 has known exactly what's coming and shut it down. Just Tarek, that's a swift end.
Very well done. That's, with that kind of start, all you need now is to carry it on through, as people have had a hard time doing.
I was going to say, now comes the real challenge, is winning that second round.
Look at Cloud9. Bullying them at the moment, buying the Scout, buying the Deagles. Surely not Moses. Surely that won't be all it takes.
We'll see. We saw those disgusting shots from Automatic back on Mirage. See if it can happen again. Rush is going to turn the corner with Automatic in tow. A 2-man wrecking ball. As Rush leads the way with the CZ to clear up the corners of any kind of close players. Automatic's actually not going to go take the peek. They just get Rush into position. And how do they want to play this?
Bombs all the way on the other side. So good kill there for Body. Taking out Automatic. That's going to give them some space down here. The only one otherwise left is Rush, and he can obviously hear what's happening inside the bomb site, but he's hoping that someone would go and clear this place out. Get a kill on that guy.
I don't think anyone's going to give him that opportunity. You hope the Scout comes out and rings true and at least gets the tag onto Kenny. He's down to 30 HP. It's that A bomb site on high alert. Apex has rotated back. Cloud9's not actually there. They would love a pick from Tarek. Got some utility. They got 1 flashbang to play with. That's on Stewie. They haven't made their mind. This B-bomb site is a little open because Body's playing it passively and NBK is inside the site. And look at Tarek. Now he's going to get aggressive. Shox hears this the whole way. There's the flashbang. There's the peek. Even though it doesn't do anything, it's an easy kill. And there goes NBK. Now the bomb site is open. They can get a plant out of this, which would be phenomenal.
Yes, it would be. They stopped for the fight against Body, and that was a bit too much. Kenny picking up a couple of good kills there with the FAMAS. And Finally something working out for the French. It feels like it's been ages since we've been able to say that. 12-5 the scoreline. They're not going to be able to buy in this round, Cloud9, and we'll see what happens now. Can they keep the focus up even if they have a bit of a slow start here in the final half, or what may be the final half?
That's the question, is on this defensive side, can G2, they love to be aggressive here, so if they build up enough money to be able to feel the risk, if they get, I mean, it's still a comeback scenario, so if you're G2, it's a tough question of when you want to bring out those risk-taking aggressive plays, but if they ever start feeling confident enough to do it, that adds a whole different wrinkle that Cloud9's going to have to overcome.
Now, they don't really need to do much of anything, G2. I mean, this is one of those rounds that is less exciting in a way, because for them to sort of push and be too aggressive, especially with some of the heavier weapons, not really needed. Shox has got the MP9, so he's going to be a little bit confident in taking this early peek, and he does hear them on the other side. Oh, they're going to be lining up for it. They don't have any armor. Oh, just one kill. A bit of a shame there. That could have been a great lineup.
I don't think Shox expected that many people to turn the corner. He wasn't quite prepared for it, especially when they went silent. Oh, we'll see. They know Apex is here. He gets that first kill on automatic. Can they trade this away? Yes. Even though Stewie has died, they're starting to make this expensive, and they've got a couple of weapons that they can do more damage with. And NBK only has a USP. What can he do? Can he stop this plant coming from behind? Skadoodle's going to go down. Here's the peak. Great timing, great positioning, great decisions from NBK.
Yeah, no chance at all now for Tarek. MP9 with about 40 seconds, and if the bomb had gone down, maybe he could have played some sort of mind game, but eventually they're going to spot him out. And indeed, Kenny will pick up the kill. A couple of great kills in the past rounds here for Kenny. Again, just building the confidence, obviously helping on the scoreboard as well. 12-6.
That poor guy. You got a Skadoodle fan next to you. Look to your left.
Yeah, he's got some backup there. Oh, the baguette has come out. He's brutalizing him. We call security.
I don't think they've been watching. He hasn't been watching the game. That's not what's happening at all.
No, definitely not.
5 AKs for Cloud9. They can be aggressive. This can be a fast pace, and there's Kenny, the opening position with the AWP. He just gives it up. And I mean, look at the difference. Cloud9 has already taken so much control. There's the smoke. They want to gain a lot of room, a lot of space, and Kenny doesn't want to challenge any of this quite yet.
Oh, he sees the boost, but he still takes a lot of damage. That was a very heads-up play from Kenny. I wasn't really expecting him to be looking in that direction.
Both ops are at the A-bomb site, though. This can be scary. If one of these guys gets taken down, how do you defend the A-bomb site with just one AWP? And this is a really awkward position for NBK to be in. He's got the backup of Kenny. A lot of attention here. There's the flashlight. There's the miss. That's a kill for Tarek, and Kenny still wants to fight. He wants to do more. He's tagged Rush, but they have lost a player.
That's such an incredible risk. I'm shocked they did that. Would have thought the other AWP would have been in the B-bomb side. 4 versus 5 now, 50 seconds, and they're very close to the site. Stewie, all he needs is the trigger, and he's going to be running right into them. There's the flashbang, the headshot to follow up. The spray is in, and Stewie taking down Apex. He was so close the whole time. Body and Shox can't even move to the bomb site.
No, and a small note, Stewie just takes a couple shots to make sure G2's attention is still on that corner for the flashbang, and it's perfectly positioned. A great take from Cloud9, great entries from Stewie. They're going to get a 13th. Shox and Body, they can't even get into this round. They just have to save the rifles. Again, the double up setup is shut down from G2.
There is going to be a little bit of a discussion going on around that double AWP setup, because it really does involve the assumption that nobody's going to miss a shot.
It's hard to be too critical, though, because they used it to great effect to get here, right? This is like one of the defensive things they relied on. NBK was phenomenal with it. And both of the AWPers, Kenny and NBK, that employ that have been quiet throughout these two maps. I mean, that's just, that setup in particular, you're exactly right. That's just too much. You're just saying you can't, an AWP in that position and you miss, you're just dead.
So incredibly risky, but
I'm wondering if NBK was just kind of watching far back towards long and just got caught and made the decision that he couldn't fall back in time before they turned that corner.
I mean, he would have heard Tarek running in the restroom, so he might have thought, okay, if I'm hearing them running, I don't want to try and run back in the middle of it. That could have been it, you're right. Very hard to call at this point in time. It's 13-6. Cloud9 3 rounds away from making the semifinals. Again, that would be a historic moment. Skadoodle It's been denied so many times, even making it into the playoffs.
I think it was, what, 8 or not? 8 in a row?
8 in a row, yes. If he finally gets here and then just powers on through into the semi-final, that would be quite the story, I imagine. 13-6 here as we move into the 20th round. We've got AKs and AWP there on Skadoodle, and then a lot of rifles on the other side. No AWP.
Flashbang and smoke into the Molotov allows him to take this very, very fast. No one from G2 being aggressive behind it. There are 3 players here. NBK and Kenny holding down bathrooms again over towards the A side of the map, but this has been a trademark of Cloud9. As quick as possible, take critical control of a portion of the map. They've got Russian position again.
Nobody from G2 wants to move. They're all standing perfectly still for a very long time. So what can Cloud9 make of this? They kind of need some additional information before they can really start to guess what's going on. Molotov and flashbang towards that long tree, but ultimately Tarek is not even going to check if anyone is there, just wants to fall back and maybe keep the pressure on. Looks like they're going to gravitate towards the B bomb side.
This is a bit awkward depending on where the fight is taken. The defense from G2 isn't perfectly primed to stop this. It would require a pop flash from Apex. He's got one. There's a pop flash to their own body. He's going to go down here. It's missed time, but now's the peek. It's got to work, but Blind, he gets sprayed down, and Tarek with the follow-up. Wipes that out so quickly, and there's not even a chance for G2 to recover. Over and over again, Cloud9 gets everything.
Like clockwork. You could see it. G2 were ready to get the trade. They say, all right, if you're going to flashbang your way in, we'll do the counter flash, and then we'll spray down everyone in the tunnel, except that didn't work. And now they're too close to the edge, I feel like. It's going to be 14-6 here. NBK and Kenny have to try and save the rifles, and it's not even clear, or they will get that 1 kill there on Tarek. Shots ringing through. Careful now. Automatic still gonna go down. Stewie's next in line, and he's gonna take that rifle away. That's perfectly worth it.
Definitely want that if you're Cloud9. It's just 1 rifle saved for G2, and backs are pressed against the wall. Down 14-6. This is great. The tough part for G2 in this situation is there's no way to know that's coming. It's just 1 pop flash. There was no indication. It was silence before that. Body has no chance to look away, doesn't even realize it's coming, and then, unfortunately, Shox just gets sprayed down by a couple players, most likely full blind. That was a good pop flash from Apex. It's just, they're all spraying at the same corner, and surely some bullets are going to land.
Yes, indeed. Brute forcing their way into the bomb side, you could say. A little bit rough indeed. 14-6 in the 21st round here. Again, G2 Esports. Now there's no rope left. They must make every single round here work. If they lose now, they're going to be on no money at all. And even now in this round, it's not looking great. Not the kind of G2 we were seeing earlier in the tournament, but Cloud9 have looked fantastic, even better than earlier. Kenny for automatic, leaving Shox on 32 health.
And they've already wandered into the A bomb site. G2 is going to be rotating over, not ready for 2 players to be there, and Apex goes down without a fight. Bomb's going to get planted, and again, G2 is stuck behind choke points. They're going to be stuck behind smokes, Molotovs, and flashbangs. But you can't just give this up. At a certain point, you have to fight for it in G2. Like you said, there's no other options left. They've saved 2 or 3 rounds already. This one they've got to go for.
How do you even begin to convince yourself that this can work out? There's just already too much time off that bomb, and they have no way to execute into the bomb site to retake it. So now they're just holding all of the angles. NBK trying to save the rifle. He's going to get one, but Tarek will take him down. And on the other side, Shox is going to be killed. Body the last one left, and might as well just pick up that and run if you can, but not even going to happen. Body going to go up with the bomb, and it will be 15-6, ladies and gentlemen. Cloud9 1 round away from making their way to the semifinals.
As if it couldn't have gotten worse, Body dies to the bomb. That's the interesting thing. I think their plan, I guess, it almost feels like Cloud9's taking the fight out of them, because their plan is to go for a smoke defuse, something so desperate at the end of that round, and it doesn't even come close to working out. 15-6, and Cloud9 has so much money.
They have just been constricting them out of this round. There's no air left in G2 right now. What can they possibly do to bring it back here? They're so far behind. Need to win 9 in a row to bring it into overtime. And Shox is going to pick up at least 1 kill there on Tarek. Body to follow it up. Rush charging in, gets 1. The spray continues. He could have nearly taken out MBK. He's left on 12 health. But it's looking better this time for G2. Skadoodle jumping on in. That was brave at least. And he's going to be down. Body with a quad kill instead. And G2 now at 7 rounds. Better late than never, I suppose.
Bit of a sloppy round. I think Cloud9 trying to just let everyone do their own thing, see if they can get the kills early on, see if they can just trade their way into a bomb site. But you don't want to let G2 get back into this. You don't want to let any of these players come alive. Just close this out and get yourself to the semifinals. They got another chance here. Like I said, they have so much money. This will be the last buy if they can't win it. And back in the hands of G2 is a double up setup. So small window of opportunity for the French side.
Very quick jump there into the connector. Tarek has made his way very close. Is he going to try and be flashed through? Could be an opportunity from a teammate if they need it. He's ready and waiting. Going to make the jump over and spot nobody. Bit of a 1-2 punch setup going on over at long, though. Maybe they can make that work. Kenny's in the back while Shox is up front. So if Kenny misses a shot, Shox can swing wide and try and get the kill anyway. But flashbangs can ruin this, and there's one right in the eyes, and Shox can't see anything. The bike not going to save him either. Skadoodle goes down. Kenny almost getting caught on the light post there. Very dangerous. Another grenade, and he has to fall back. So, good setup, but those flashbangs from Cloud9 so good.
Yeah, they've got, I mean, we've brought it up a number of times. Utility usage for Cloud9 is phenomenal in these games so far. Still, Kenny, you can see, you have to admire it. Still going back for the fight, still knowing he's got to do more for his team. Readjusting over towards the B bomb site. This is just NBK. He's all alone. Thankfully, there's only going to be one angle to this attack. No one coming up towards Sandbag, so he'll be able to survive if he can isolate these properly. When does the flashbang come in? Do they do it, or are they just going for contact? There's the shadow, there's the shot. NBK not able to get the second, not able to get the follow-up. And Body doesn't want to push into the site. He knows it's all on this round.
Stewie, he hears it. Apex stepping a little bit too soon. Now Body in so much trouble, but Kenny's going to be up the high ground, getting the kill. He almost went down himself. There's Body picking it up, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Stewie versus Kenny. The smell of gunfire and freedom in the air, and Stewie picking up that kill. And Cloud9 are in the semifinals. Oh my God, what a story. They shut down G2 almost flawlessly.
I think everyone's shocked. The level just brought out by Cloud9. We all hoped, we all wanted to dream. I don't think anyone believed it would happen in this fashion. Start to finish of Mirage, start to finish of Overpass. They had an answer for everything, Anders. G2 could do absolutely nothing.
They have come such a long way to this moment. You're watching history live here, all the way into the semifinals for the American team. What a terrific turnaround for them.
I think this is the 3rd time we've had a North American team in the semifinals of a major. It could be Liquid at Cologne. It'd be MLG Columbus. Tarek was there with CLG.
Yeah, that was a bit of an outlier all on its own. So it doesn't happen very often. And obviously excitement all around here. And you could understand why Skadoodle there all the way on the left.
And we do have Sue with Tarek down on the stage. We're going to hear from the winners.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Tarek. Cloud9 take down G2. But more importantly, in front of your home crowd here in Boston, you have made the semifinal of a major for the very first time.
Wow, it's an amazing feeling. I want to say firstly, thank you to the crowd. You guys are all great. You guys pushed us to the ends. You guys motivated us, so thank you all for showing up here. I appreciate that. And props to my teammates. We all played insane. It was a beautiful series by us. I'm really proud of everyone.
You guys definitely looked so confident throughout that entire series, 2-0. The last time you played G2, it was a loss, and back then you said G2 just read you very well. So what was different this time?
I think we adjusted really well, and we had a good game plan going into the game. But on top of that, we were very confident, and we had a lot of momentum from the first map, and we came into the second swinging. I think we all just played great, but I still want to give props to G2. I think they're an amazing team, very dangerous team, so just a great game overall.
Well, Automatic told me that your goal now is to win the major. So if you're going to do that, you need to take down your next opponent, which is either going to be SK, who the last time you played them, you beat them at IM Oakland, or Fnatic, who you have not played this new roster yet. So what do you think of those opponents?
It's going to be a tough match, but Cloud9 will win the major. This is our major right here.
Last but not least, Tarek, I heard that your family is actually in the audience cheering for you. So you said something to your fans already. Now words to your family.
Yeah, I love my family, obviously. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys are great. This gives me the extra push. Round of applause for them for coming out to Boston. I appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations again, Tarek. Best of luck in the semifinal match. And now it is time to head to a short break. But when we come back, it's time to break down the series at the Analyst Desk.
Just one bullet here, that's all it takes. There's one of them. Rush to follow it up now. 1 versus 1, the headshot. Rush taking it down.
Nice! Rush sees him. There's the play from Shocks, but the no-scope. Kenny's got to do it all. They're on the bomb, and there's the kill. He's got to find it. One chance, and it doesn't happen.
Nice! Let's go.
Skadoodle is just, he's really feeling it right now.
Which was one of the key points made. Oh, and it through the smoke.
Back for that one. Well, but Kenny's going to be up the high ground, getting the kill. He almost went down himself. There's Body picking it up, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Stewie versus Kenny. Let's go.
So welcome back. Cloud9 were ruthless. They were clinical, cold, calculating, and the French offered no resistance whatsoever. We have a North American team in the semi-finals of this major. Absolute crazy story. It's put a smile on my face. I backed them to do it, but not even I predicted them to do it this way.
Yeah, an absolute dominant performance for Cloud9. You know, Tarek in that post-match interview saying we're here to win the major. This is Cloud9's major, where if they keep playing like that, it may very well be. Richard, it's been tremendously positive from them in all aspects of the game, playing with a lot of confidence, being very aggressive, switching things up in their setups, just being utter dominance.
Yeah, and Sean, I did notice a few things. It was almost like on this map here, Cloud9 used some of G2's weapons against them. You know, they were playing like G2.
Yeah, that's one thing I was noticing when I was watching it as well, is a lot of the flashbangs Cloud9 used on T side are G2 flashbangs, like the one to come out monster, the one to enter the A site, which is probably something that Soham told them about, and they implement into their game because it's very strong for takes into the bomb sites.
But just overall, to talk a little bit about G2, I don't know what happened there. It was just really a failure to launch. They had such a good build-up to this. We were even talking about, could G2 come from nowhere and steal this major? Well, one of the problems G2 have had is they are so consistently inconsistent. And it's just happened again, just a flat performance at a crucial time.
And you would think that, you know, the performance that they had over the course of 2 weeks, playing really well, 6-0 coming into the playoffs, you know, that was a sign, okay, they actually cracked the code. But perhaps playing against mostly weaker opposition, I mean, okay, Cloud9 was one of the teams that they beat, but it's different in the playoffs. Maybe that took its own toll. And when you look at the way Cloud9 won Overpass, every single time, you know, it was a very crucial round, money was low. Cloud9 outplayed G2. They played with, you know, more confidence. They made the correct plays. They were going for more plays, and that's something that, in the end, was the biggest disappointment, at least for me, with G2. I thought they were going to be able to, you know, rise to the task. Okay, you lose Mirage. It wasn't your pick. You picked Overpass. So this is where you should really show that you can come back even after such a big loss on the first map. But we didn't see any of that.
And Sean, just some final thoughts about Tarek there. You saw how well he played over the course of the series. He's the rarest of things. He's a unicorn, a fragging in-game leader.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, yeah, and I love the confidence he's showing right now. That bodes really well for the future in this tournament for Cloud9, in my opinion.
Yeah. So look, it is now time to get technical, powered by Alienware. This is where we take a closer look at what's going on the technical aspect and the tactical aspect of the teams. What have you got for us, Shanko?
So this is from map 1. It's something that we briefly mentioned in the pregame. This is a very important round for Cloud9 where they can break the economy of G2 very early on. You can see the double op setup, right? And it's the default top mid smoke, you know, throwing a Molotov into window room. You can see the two players with the bomb going ramp, and Stewie is in app. So this is going to be a fast A split, basically, where you want to draw the attention of the players towards mid and then deal with the one anchor player, which is Body, in this situation. There's also a smoke for Catwalk, so that Shocks can't basically prevent them from going into connector. And this is very fast paced, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit so you guys can see how it develops. So they are going to jump, Automatic is going to jump through their own Molotov to try and catch someone off guard. Kenny's misses the shot, Tarek punishes and gets the trade kill. That's when Apex has to react, maybe even knows the play, so he's waiting for Automatic, gets that kill, but Body is left by himself. I think he was maybe even just jumping over, gets caught at bad timing, and that completely gives the bomb site to C9 while Apex is rotating back towards CT. Stewie is also very aggressive there. So this just shows you that Cloud9, this was a round they did versus Vega and at 14-4 and basically won them the game. So it speaks about confidence when it comes to game plan. They didn't think about, we're going to do this, maybe they're going to counter us. They were just doing what they were comfortable with. Over the course of the series, they never faltered at any point. Whenever they would lose a round, they would bounce back even stronger. So it shows the mentality that Cloud9 had coming into this series. And in the end, I think that's what was the main reason they were on top.
Yeah, just an amazing performance across both maps for them. Now let's take a look at the bracket. You're definitely going to want to look at this, frame it if you're a North American Counter-Strike fan. Cloud9 in the semifinals of the Boston Major, along with FaZe Clan and Na'Vi. And who are they going to be playing? Is it going to be SK Gaming or Fnatic? Who knows? That we're going to find out tomorrow. But first, let's take a look at the Switch moment presented by Boost Mobile. You've got to cast your mind back to the first game of the day. The Switch moment is a moment which turns the game on its head. Nico's clutch on Nuke in the flames. This is an iconic moment in Counter-Strike. People will talk about this for years.
Oh, absolutely, especially considering the repercussions it had on the series, right? This is where Mousesports could have won. 16-14, first map coming into the second one with a lot of confidence, at least getting a 3-map series, right? That train is much, much better for them than Cash, but what happens is Nico makes a crazy clutch, dies in the flames, FaZe wins it in overtime, and then they comfortably close it out on Cash with a 2-0 series.
So let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule. We've already tipped the gaff a little bit. You can see that SK Gaming versus Fnatic, the two legend teams, are going to face off at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be the first one. Then we're going to have FaZe Clan versus Na'Vi, and the winner of that SK Gaming versus Fnatic match will play Cloud9. So make sure you tune in tomorrow and join us here in Boston, 10 a.m. Eastern, same place. It's going to be amazing. I want to thank everybody who came into the stadium today, especially the guy with the stop dabbing t-shirt. You're a hero, sir.
God bless.
I love you. God bless you. From
Yes.
all of the talent, God bless you. Thanks very much to all of the crew and everyone else. We'll see you tomorrow. We know it's going to be amazing. There he is. You take care. We'll see you tomorrow for the major.
Got rage every day on the inside. The only thing I do is sit around and kill time. I'm trying to blow out the pilot light. I'm trying to blow out the light. I'm just young enough